So our lesson for today is we need to build a box that the game is played inside of. And Source Engine requires that all the levels be inside of a sealed box. They have to be sealed 100% with no leaks to the outside. And if your box is not sealed and you have a leak, it's gonna crash in the editor. You're gonna get errors. Objects may delete themselves. You'll get visual anomalies when you're playing. Leaks can cause just a huge array of problems. And when you compile your map, you'll get all these warnings about leaks. And so in an engine like Source, you're inside a giant sphere. And so in Source Engine, we have to build this box. Now, the thing is, you can't just take your block tool and make a massive box that encompasses the entire playable area. We can't do that. The engine can't handle it, and it will crash. It's the worst way to do it. The interesting thing is when we do this, when we put sky material on it, it's going to look like an infinite sky. Half-life is all done inside these boxes. You just can't tell. So for today, what I want you to do is we're going to use our block tool here. And I always start in my top view. I'm going to draw a little box here. Okay. So you can see it looks like a wall, right? I'm going to press enter. Okay. So now I've got this wall. Now there's a massive gap right here. So if I look at it from this, what is this, front view here? Okay, so here's my floor. My floor is this guy right here. And here's the wall. Okay, so they're not touching. So they have to touch. But the thing about Source Engine is brushes can touch, but we prefer not to have them overlap. When you overlap, it creates like these hidden faces, and so it can hurt your performance, and it can cause like visual anomalies in the game, like flickering surfaces and stuff like that. So our goal here is to take this wall, and I want to zoom in here, and I want this wall to sit right on top of the floor, but I don't want it to overlap it if I can help it at all. You don't want it to overlap. You want it to touch but not overlap. Okay, and the same goes for when I take my block tool and I make the sides here, the other side, right? So now I'm gonna make this other side. Okay, so there's the wall I'm gonna make. I press enter to create it. Okay, so now I've got this wall right here. Now I'm going to look at it from my top view. So here's one of the walls. Okay, there's one wall. Here's the other wall. Here's the floor. Okay, so this wall right here, I don't want it to overlap with this wall right here. So you can see the outline from it. And when I click on this guy, you can see the outline from that one. So what I want to do here is I want to move this one away so that it's touching but not overlapping. Okay? And then the process here is you're going to create this whole thing. We've got to have a floor, 4 walls, and then a roof on it. Now, there is a way to copy brushes. I'm not going to show you that today because I think it's best to get some practice creating blocks. So, we've got to create 4 walls, a floor, and a roof for this box here. Okay, and there is a way to rapidly go through here and take these and copy them, and I can make copies of this wall, as many as I want. But I'd really rather you guys practice making the blocks, because making these blocks is the most important part of level building, because this is what most everything is going to be built out of. Okay, so we want to build this box. It needs to be completely sealed. And I'm going to show you one last thing for today. We're going to put in the player so you can get a reference for scale. We're not going to run this map until tomorrow, but I do want to put a player in here so that I can get a scale reference. I can see kind of how big the world is. Okay, so we have our block tool, which lets me create blocks, right? We've done that a bunch. My selection tool, this is the arrow up here that lets me click on things, right? This light bulb, this tool right here, this white little thingy, this is a light bulb. If you click on it, over here, it should say category, entities, objects, info player start. Okay, so I'm going to click the light bulb. I'm going to go over here. It'll say entities. And then this is a big drop down menu. Don't mess with it, okay? Don't put in any of this other stuff. If you do it wrong, you'll crash your game. So trust me. We're going to do info player start, and you just click on the ground. And that adds Gordon Freeman, the character. Okay, kind of looks like Jamie Heineman from Mythbusters, but this is our character right here. So this gives me an idea of scale. Okay, you can see how big this is. So I know that these walls are taller than my character, right? So let's review what I need from you for today in the next video.